The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I'm sure we've all heard of this book. Some of us may have actually read the book. I see it everywhere on Instagram. I see it on Pinterest. People talk about it. People rave about it. But we not actually speak about the teachings in the psychology of money. And from somebody that's actually read the book, the psychology of money isn't actually speaking about how to actually make money. It doesn't talk about different financial instruments to invest in that are going to compound and give you dividends at the end of a certain period. It doesn't speak about what kind of business to start, the management of a business, different managerial positions in a business and how to gauge that. It doesn't speak about buying, selling, supply and demand, economics. It doesn't speak about anything other than the title, Psychology of Money, the thought process of money. Before we even break down this book, I want to tell every single person something that almost destroyed me. I was almost indoctrinated in this way of thought. Especially as a Christian, most of us get indoctrinated in this somewhat primitive way of thinking. That money is the root of all evil. Whoever tells you this is lying to you. I was told many times, money is the root of all evil, this. He's lying. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is literally this. It's an X. Money is a multiplier. Money is an amplifier. Money just amplifies the kind of man or woman that you are. If you're pretentious, if you're ostentatious, if you're condescending, guess what you're going to become at a large scale? If you're generous, if you're kind, if you're giving, you become a Patrice Motsepe that's empowering the youth. How is that evil? If you're discreet, if you're quiet, you don't say much, and you value knowledge over material things, you become an Elon Musk. Your life's work is to improve the human kind, to attain knowledge. How is that evil? Money is solely just an amplifier for the kind of man or woman that you are. That's what I've learned. And I can give you advice that I was given by my mother, one of the biggest mentors in my life. She could see that I was really driven to be able to create a business. I always think about business. I always talk about business. I always talk about making a difference, empowering myself, empowering other people. She saw that and she thought that I was money driven. I'm not money driven. I'm not money hungry. I was just destined to be empowering. I was destined to empower others, to empower myself. But what she told me to that was, Takalani, don't be money driven in your 20s because you have your whole life to attain money. In your 20s, your main focus should be to try and develop your character. That might have been one of the best advices I've ever gotten in my life. And now I truly and solely every single day try to improve and learn and do things that are able to improve my character. Something that I was young when it comes to money and I feel some type of way about it. But as I've grown, I start to realize it now is that every time I was young, acquaintances, teachers, coaches on the sports field, they'll look me in the face and say, Takalani, you're rich. And I felt offended by that. Because why are you looking at me in that way? I'm a person too. Look at my character. Talk about my character. Don't talk about money. I'm a kid. But when I look back at it, they never said, Takalani, your parents are rich. They never said that. They said, Takalani, you are rich. They were just telling me my destiny. They were telling me that I was meant to attain a large resource so I can help the people in need. They were telling me my destiny. They're telling me what kind of person that I'm meant to be. So, first things first, before we speak about the psychology of money, I need you to make sure that you don't have any bad relationship money, any bad way of thinking about money, because if you look at the world today, everybody wants money. Everybody requires money. If you want to be smart and empower yourself to be able to educate yourself, you need money to buy books. Books aren't free. If you want to be fit and ripped and in the best health that you can ever reach in your life, you need healthy food. You need a gym membership. That's not free. You need money. If you want to be surrounded by good, hardworking individuals that want to achieve great things, most of those people that have money or in the pursuit of money, and they're not going to hang around you if you don't have money or in the pursuit for money. You need money to have a good network. If you want to be able to give generously, it's not noble for you to suffer, to give to people if you can't sustain yourself. It doesn't make sense. If you want to help people in any way or in any way you can, providing food, saving animals, saving children, healing, you need money. Money can be an instrument to do so much good. So, like how I fought those indoctrinations, those bad thoughts that people are trying to push onto me about money, but I said, no, money is a good thing. I know my character, and when I have money, I'm going to do good with it. That's the same way you should be thinking. All these other things that people bring into your ears, saying money is evil, money is this, money is that. No. Money just amplifies your character. Make sure you have a strong, noble character. With that being said, the psychology of money is such a content-dense book. And I struggle to be able to just summarize it into 5 points, but there were so many different points that I want to touch on today. I know a video this long, not many people are gonna watch it from start to end, but the people that watch it from start to end, we know, and we are learning, we are growing, and we are empowering ourselves. So let's get straight into it. The first point that stood out to me in terms of the psychology of money is all financial decisions are subjective, based on your environment and upbringing. A child brought up by a millionaire will never view money the same way as a child brought up in poverty. This is very, very true. Kids that come from money and kids that don't come from money think completely different ways about money. Kids that come from money, they've gotten things like this whenever they want it. I want a new toy. Dad, can I get a new toy? You get the new toy. You want this. You're gonna get this and this and this and this. But people that are broke or people come from impoverished situations, you're even kind of scared to ask your parents for things because you know the situation you're in. So you're more cautious when it comes to spending certain things. When you go to a restaurant, you're kind of scared to even pay. You're even scared to go to restaurants to even start. So the way somebody that came up from money and the way somebody that did not come from money think are two completely different things. So it's very important that whether you came from money or didn't come from money, you need to be empathetic about the certain traumas that money can bring to people. Because you don't want to just be elitist and only focus on spending time with people that come from similar backgrounds as you. That's wrong. Same thing, you can't be selective and say the people that come from money are evil, because we're not. People that want to get money are evil. We're not. If you want to be rich, you talk to people that have money, conversate, learn, grow. If you have money and you're speaking to somebody that did not come from money, you can learn so much about the tough things that money can bring you, the tough things that money can not bring you if you don't have it. And that can make you more empathetic. That can humble you and make you more grateful for the things you actually have. You can always learn from anybody. Always. Second point, our financial perspective from the past are always growing and expanding, so to our perspective and our financial decisions. This is very true as well. We all grow as people and we all change as people. As I said before, many people try to indoctrinate me with the thought process that money is the root of all evil. Glorification of money is the root of all evil. Definitely, you can't glorify money. You need to glorify God, because God is all-powering, God is omnipotent, and God can do whatever he wants to you. That's why you must fear God. God is the only thing that you should actually glorify. Money is just a sole instrument to do good in this world. That's how I view money. So as time goes on, you go through certain things, go through a lot of pain, go through a lot of turmoil. You meet new people. These new people put their thought processes on money. You start to grow and your financial decisions start to change. So it's very true. You are never going to stay the same as life grows. Same thing with a partnership in terms of relations. I was having a conversation with one of my friends about love and marriage, and we were speaking about prenuptial agreements, and I told him that it doesn't matter how much I love my girlfriend or love my wife, I'm going to sign a prenup, because you never know what can happen. People change, things change, situations are never the same. So you need to prepare for that and not live in a fairy tale world, because this world is real. Many people get burnt because they don't think about how life changes and the way you think about life and the different decisions you have to make later down in life. Your financial decisions and your financial perspectives change as you go through more things. Next step, luck and risk are the backbone of financial success. It's not all about effort. 100% of your actions don't always dictate 100% of your outcomes. That is why some millionaires and some billionaires don't work as hard as other individuals that are struggling with money. This is a very, very tough point that Morgan Housel is actually talking about. I encourage everybody to do some form of blue collar work once in their life. Just for a day, maybe for a week. That work is so strenuous, so tiring, it's so demanding. But these people that are so influential in our society, construction workers, cleaners, teachers, the people that don't get paid a lot of money but are working such long hours and have to deal with so much pain on a regular basis, don't get paid anything. But they're millionaires or billionaires that may work 3 hours a day, meeting here, meeting there, and money is just flowing into their pockets abundantly. Then money is not even a thing to them. It's tough, it's sad, it's a hard thing, but it's the reality, it's true. You can put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of pain and sacrifice, and still not get compensated for that pain and sacrifice. It's tough. Financial success is not always based upon intelligence, but rather behavior. Someone with frugal spending plans and a compounding investment plan will eventually earn more and have more financial security than someone who earns more money. This is also very, very, very true. I see a lot of university students, because right now, currently, I'm a university student. When I ask them, why did you choose the degree that you chose? A lot of them say, money. Money. It's money. I need money. I want money. I want that house. I want that car. I want that jewelry. I want that watch. I want this. Money. Most people want to do certain things just for money. They go through school not because they want to educate themselves, empower themselves so they can use that knowledge to improve our society. They're going to college using their expertise, their intelligence solely for the fact that they want money. But you can be the most intelligent individual and you can be the most basic individual intellectually. And the most basic intellectual and the most astute, most competent individual may earn less. If this person knows how money works, how to market, how to sell, how to be able to speak to people in a certain way that wants them to acquire the value that that C student can attain, he's going to make more money than the A student. Intelligence doesn't always equate to wealth. Effort and hard work does not always equate to wealth. Yes, they do add on to it because not many people are in a place of affluence that are dunderheads. It's true. But it's not the end all be all. There's so many different aspects to it. Everything worth pursuing has a high likelihood of failure. I can speak from personal experience. As a kid, I've always been a winner. Always. I always had the mind of a winner. Especially now as I grow older and I recollect on the different experiences that I've had, the different stories that I may be able to tell people in the future, I'll realize that I've always been a winner. Subconsciously. Always. I lose in a race, I'm crying. My mom is calling me a crybaby, but I'm crying because I don't want to lose to anybody, especially him. Who is he? How dare he? The other day I was on a run. Some guy in a green shirt overtook me. I was like, how dare you test me? How dare you step up to me? No, I'm a winner. You're not going to beat me. Who are you? I'm a winner. But being a winner makes you kind of scared of failure. Makes you scared of losing. I can speak from personal experience. Whenever people ask me, TK, what's your biggest fear? It wasn't spiders, wasn't snakes, wasn't death, wasn't losing anything else, but just the idea of losing, being a failure, that I did not want. That's why I try my best. I work so hard just because I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to lose. So I had to program my mind and put that paradigm in my brain and understand that, okay, if you want to win, you're going to lose. It is what it is. It's part of the process. If you want to eat food, you need to cook. If you want to be hydrated, you need to drink water. If you want to feel rested, you need to sleep. If you want to look good in the mirror, you need to go and hit the gym. It's just part of the process. You can't cut that part of the process. You're going to fail, you're going to lose, you're going to get adversity. People are going to ridicule you. Losing is just part of the process. So you need to be able to reprogram your mind and understand that there's going to be a time where you may be broke. But if you're doing all the right things, going out, working hard, studying hard, trying to be able to grow your business, grow your platform, build a personal brand like I'm doing today. If you're doing all the right things, eventually those losses are going to turn into lessons, and those lessons are going to turn into wins. Eventually. It always starts like this on the pursuit to winning and the pursuit to success. It's you're going to lose, 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 you're going to lose. You're going to want to give up. What's one more try? You're going to lose, 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 you're going to win. Failure is inevitable. Learn from it. Keep going, because you only fail if you don't try. Be careful who you praise and admire. Be careful who you take down or who you look down upon and who you wish to become and who you wish to avoid becoming. I see a lot of people solely pedestalize somebody not because of their character, but solely for the fact that they have that watch that everybody wants. Or they're driving that car that they've always wanted. Or they live in this specific estate. Or they know this specific type of money, this specific thing that only money can give you. I've seen people pedestalize other individuals solely for the fact that they have money. Nothing to do with their character. Nothing to do with their story. Nothing to do with how they was able to get to a position where they can have those things that you're admiring. They don't care. They just care about, oh, you have money, I respect you. No, not me. For me, I try to have mentors for different things in life. Spiritual mentor, financial mentor, friendship, relationship, health, mental health. I try to have mentors for different aspects of life because money isn't everything. I try not to pedestalize people. I give people their praise, but I try not to pedestalize people because if you can do something, I could do it. Nothing makes you special in my eyes. Nothing. Nothing. I try to learn from you. I try to grow from you. I try to implement what you did into what I'm doing so I can grow. You can't pedestalize people because they have money, because you don't know their character. They can have money, but be evil, be malevolent. Is that who you actually want to become? Food for thought. When studying mentors and those in better positions, focus on patterns and implement them in your life and financial decisions. As I said prior, once you choose your mentors, it's all about just implementing what they did. Success leaves clues. Most people that are successful aren't because they started something great or new or revolutionary. No, they just followed the blueprint of a mentor and maybe made a few tweaks here and there to be able to make whatever service or good that they were providing more convenient for their specific client base. Just follow the steps of your mentors. Find good mentors, number one, good people with good character. And then from there, just follow their blueprint. Ask them questions. That's what I do. That's what I try to do my best. I'm always going out, speaking to people in higher positions than me, what they learned along the way, what I can tweak, how they thought, how they think, to take what they think, put it in my brain, take out what other people think that don't have any form of love for me, chuck it to the dustbin so I can grow my brain. Follow your mentors. Those who have control over their time tend to be happier individuals. I mentioned in one of my videos that the most important and most valuable asset that we have is our time. So if you're slaving away every single waking moment of your time for financial gain, it's a recipe for disaster. No wonder many people that have money are depressed. You don't have any form of spontaneity, any form of autonomy in your life. Everything is controlled, everything is managed, everything is dictated. It's like you're a dictator. It's like you're getting dictated in your own life. You only have one life. So, does more money actually bring more happiness if you don't have control over your time? Nothing is as good as it looks and is as bad as it seems. Things are just things. So as I said, this ties into the failure part, but I speak mostly to pessimists and people that think that life just sucks for me. Life is so bad. Life is just horrendous. I can also speak from a personal experience. Somebody that I really care about asked me, TK, are you stressed? TK, are you stressed? I'm like, no, not really. Why should I be stressed? Why should I be stressed? There's so many different things that people are going through. And I have the right to sit down and say, I'm stressed. No. I may be worried. If this doesn't go right, okay, everything can go left, but I'm not stressed. People that are stressed are people that are in Iran. They don't know if they can leave their house because their house may get blown up. People that are stressed are business owners if they miss a specific amount of money in terms of profit to make at the end of the month. The employees don't eat. That's stress. What do I have to stress about? Going to school? Studying? No, I'm not stressed. Worried? Sure. Stressed? No. People are going through some real stress. So no matter how bad you have it, I always said this in terms of gratitude. No matter how bad you have it, there's always somebody that has it way worse than you. Way worse. So it all starts with gratitude and saying, okay, I've been dealt this card. I have this advantage. I have this handicap. How can I take the handicap and move it up so I can elevate myself and empower myself? That's the way you should be thinking. Being a person that just laments does not bring you any form of empowerment. It just makes the experience, because as I said, to win, you're going to lose many times. It just makes that experience to success more unenjoyable. Be grateful. Leave room in your financial decisions so that one failure won't break you. Diversification. So once you accumulated a specific amount of wealth in one niche industry, you never know what could happen. Markets could crash, demand may drop, a war may start, COVID may come. You never know what could happen. So once you accumulated a certain amount of wealth in something, diversify, do other things. Put your money in this specific market. Put your money into a venture capitalist fund. Start a side hustle, a startup. Do something. There's more to life than that just one thing that you're doing. And that doesn't just go for finance. That goes for everything in life. I can give you a specific message that one of my mentors, one of the most influential coaches on the sports field that I ever had, said to me. Was when I was still in high school. He was the assistant coach. He knows who he is. I was on the field, we were playing, and I was getting frustrated because things weren't going my way. And I put a lot into the game of football. I'm quite obsessive. If I really want something, I put my all into it, and that's the only thing that I think about. I don't think about anything else other than that. That's the kind of man I am. I'm quite obsessive if I really want something. So things aren't going my way. My teammates don't match my kind of hustle. They don't match my desire. They don't match what I want to do. I want to win, and they don't want to win as bad as I do. So I get frustrated. He can see the frustration. He takes me aside. He sits me down. Just me alone. Everybody else continues to play. He sits me down. He speaks to me and says, TK, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, I don't know, coach. I don't know. I just want to play. What's wrong? I just want to play. And he said to me, there's more to your life than just football. Nobody's ever said that to me. He said, there's more to your life than just football. Takalani the footballer is not Takalani the brother. Takalani the footballer is not Takalani the boyfriend. Takalani the footballer is not Takalani the son. Takalani the footballer is not Takalani the academic. Takalani the footballer is not Takalani the businessman. Takalani the footballer is not Takalani anywhere else. There are different aspects to your life. It can't just be one thing. Your life can't just be your girlfriend. Your life can't just be academics. Your life can't just be sports. Your life can't just be business. There's so many different aspects of life that you need to be able to optimize. That's why I really admire Cristiano Ronaldo. He's optimized almost every single aspect of his life. So many different aspects of life. Diversify and optimize. Diversify and optimize. Diversify and optimize. Hardest financial skill is gaining wealth and continuing to want more, even if the risk is not worth it. This is fueled by greed and social comparison. It says in the Bible that one of the 7 deadly sins is greed. As humans, we are naturally greedy. So, getting to a place of content with what you have is very important because you're going to be constantly trying to pursue more. Pursue more, pursue more. But you have enough. You have more than enough. But we want to be greedy, want everything to ourselves. No. Because once you become greedy and you want more and more, you're going to start trampling on other people to get more and you're going to hurt people. God never intended us to hurt each other. He intended us to empower one another, to become better. Greed leads to envy. Envy leads to disgust and resentment. Disgust and resentment can lead to many different things. Things that are evil, like murder. People will kill other people for a specific thing that they want. Kill you for a contract because you have that contract. I want that contract. I'm going to kill you for it. Greed. Greed. And that person may have multiple contracts, multiple streams of income, but he got greedy and he wanted more. Bernie Madoff got greedy, took pension of good, hard-working individuals to make more money for himself. Evil. It's very important that you keep a baseline of gratitude and understand that I have enough. Because at a certain level, things don't change. It's just the same. You need to accept that it's okay if you have enough, even if it's less than those around you. If not, you will lose everything. Greed has killed kings. Reputation and happiness, freedom, independence, family, friends are invaluable. I'll repeat that one more time. Reputation, happiness, freedom, independence, family, friends are invaluable. You don't need tremendous force to create tremendous results. Small changes compounded over time leads to huge change in the future. It's called the Pareto's principle. 80% of the result you want is done in 20% of the effort. You may be putting in a lot of effort in something specific, but if you just do a little bit of high value effort in one specific thing, it may reap exponential reward. Hard work, as I said, doesn't always equate to more wealth. Intelligence doesn't always equate to more wealth. 20% of the work leads to 80% of the results. The only way to stay healthy is frugality and paranoia. Getting money and keeping money are two completely different things. This I agree with. We all have different spending habits and different ways to enjoy ourselves and enjoy our money, our hard-earned money, or the money that was given to us based on how we were raised and our interest at the time and our friendship groups. But majority of the people that have an exponential amount of wealth are somewhat skeptical about where their money goes. They don't like losing money. They like to keep money, or if they're gonna release money, they want their money to be working for them. It's either they put their money in some form of interest-bearing account or some form of business that's just gonna grow in value, and then they can get into an exit point and sell that specific business for more than they actually put in. That's what wealthy people do, from what I've picked up in the book and the different multiple finance books I've read, finance podcasts I've listened to. Most of them don't actually like spending money. Even me, I don't like actually spending money. Some days I look like, oh, I actually have to spend for this month. I need to go buy groceries. The only money that I really enjoy spending is if I'm going to spend to give the people I love a good time, or I'm going to spend money to make somebody else feel good about themselves. That's money that I actually enjoy spending. But other than that, I don't really enjoy spending much. I don't like going shopping for new clothes or for new boots or new shoes or new watches or no. I enjoy spending for an experience. Frugality is very important if you want to attain some sort of wealth, from what I've been told. Compounding only works if you give it time to grow, but you need to invest and start now. Urgent patience is everything when it comes to wealth creation. So you need to be able to start now. That doesn't even just go for finance. That goes for pretty much anything in life. You're never going to have a perfect time to invest. You're never going to have a perfect time to go approach that goal that you want. It's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time to go and work out and get healthy and get a six-pack. There's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time to stop watching stupid things online and start listening to podcasts and reading books that are going to grow your prefrontal cortex and stimulate it to the point where now you can have more insightful, engaging conversations with individuals. And people think you're smart, but you're not actually that smart. You just read and listen to podcasts. The time is now. There's no right time. The time is now. Start now. If you're going to invest, start now. If you're going to do what you want to do, it starts now. And then eventually, as time goes on, you look back and you're like, wow, I did that. That's crazy. It all starts now. Keeping wealth is harder and more important than attaining it. This is very true. I struggle with this as well. Spending. It feels nice. Even though I don't like spending, you get in situations where you just spend. And you're like, why am I spending here? Why am I spending here? Why am I spending here? That's why it's harder to keep money than actually earn money. That's why most people that win the lottery go broke. It's not easy to keep money. Money, most of it is just a mindset, the way you think about it. It's not actually about how smart you are or where you came from or how hard you work. It's a mindset. And it's hard to attain a mindset that keeps money. Plan on your plan not working. Have contingency plans. As I said, failure is inevitable, so you need to always plan and have a plan for that plan failing, because it's most likely going to fail. There's a thought process that I like to have is that I can give God a plan that I have. He will laugh in my face about it, but at the end of the day, if God wants me to do something and I put my mind to it, it's going to happen. It's just going to happen in His way, not mine. It's going to happen in His time, not mine. So you must never be too hell-bent on the plan going specifically as planned, because it most likely won't. but the most important thing is the destination will be reached. That's the most important thing. Be optimistic about the future, but paranoid about what will keep you from the future. Optimism is very powerful. As I said, life is just a lot of loss, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. So why would you make it harder on yourself by thinking pessimistically? While you're going through pain, while you're going through turmoil, feed your subconscious mind that you're enjoying this. This is fun. This is en route for you to become a better individual, a stronger individual, a more reliable individual, more charismatic, better character. Always have an optimistic view on life. That's what I believe. Even though it may lead to ignorance in some way or form, most people that actually built great things were ignorant to start with. You think the beginning of artificial intelligence was going to be looked at as anything but ignorant 30 years ago? No. You think the creation of Amazon, where you can get whatever you want at a touch of a button, was ignorant? Yes, 100%. But somebody with an optimistic mindset, I can do it. Why not? I'm me, I can do it. Nobody can stop me. I'm going to do it. God wants me to do it, so I'm going to try my best to do it. So, pessimism doesn't take you anywhere, in my opinion. Rather be optimistic. What can I learn from this? Where can I grow? How can I improve? Your success as an investor is determined by how you manage the difficult times. Do the average thing when those around you go crazy. It's always said, and I'm going to say it one more time, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're doing everything that they do, you're going to get the same results that they get. If there's a test coming up, you're very worried, you're very stressed, and you see everybody going to drink and smoke, are you going to go drink and smoke because you're stressed? Or are you going to go and study harder? Go exercise, get your mind off the books just for a second, get your body moving, get your confidence up so you can go back and study even harder. So you can be more sure when you get into the test. Most of these things just interlink. Everything in life just interlinks. Things in business interlink with things in your relationship. Things in your relationship interlink with things in your friendships. Things with your friendships interlink with things in your personal life. Everything interlinks. So if the people around you are doing crazy things, doesn't mean you have to go do crazy things. Evade them. Do something out of the norm. Do something different, because you're going to get a different result. The highest form of wealth is freedom to do what you want on any given day. Money is a tool to acquire freedom. I always look in awe to the people that can just say, tomorrow I'm just going to go fly to America because why not? I can. I don't have anything to do. I'm just going to go on holiday to America for 5 days. Don't have work. I'm just going to go. That is true wealth. That is something that I really admire. The cars, the clothes, the fancy watch. No. It's the freedom to do whatever you want. Money, other than being an amplifier, just buys you a form of convenience. It makes things more convenient. You get to go travel, see different parts of the world, take your kids to the best schools, get the best health care, read the best books, interact with the best people. So many things that money can buy solely for convenience and freedom. The real reason wealthy people are unhappy because they have no control over their time and they're restricted by the sole adherence to financial accumulation. I spoke about this. I repeated it for a reason. Most wealthy individuals aren't actually happy because we always hear that thing, money doesn't buy happiness. As I said, money doesn't buy happiness is very true. Money buys convenience. And convenience can buy yourself freedom. So, when somebody says no TK or no XXXXS, money isn't important, money doesn't buy you happiness, he's true, he's right, it doesn't. It does buy you convenience, and convenience can buy you freedom, and freedom can buy you. You don't want fancy material things. You just want the respect and admiration from other people, and you think having expensive things will bring that. It's very true. I've never been much of a designer guy. I try not to wear too much designer clothes and stand out, but I do like dressing nice because I like the way people treat me when I look good. You know, you get treated differently. It's human nature. We react on what we see. If I see somebody that has his act together, somebody that's fit, somebody that looks people in the eye when they speak, somebody that walks with confidence and assurance, I treat that man differently to somebody that doesn't have that. Most of the things we want, that Ferrari, that watch, that Rolex, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, LV, it's not because we actually want that material thing. We want the respect and adoration of other people. You need to understand that so you can change that, or at least make it work to your favor. You don't want fancy material things, you just want the respect of adoration. Those that admire you and your material possessions don't actually admire you. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Those that admire your material possessions don't actually admire you, but the wealth that they think they can accumulate for themselves, using you as the benchmark. I'm not gonna elaborate much on that. I'm gonna repeat it just one more time. Those that admire your material possessions don't admire you, but the wealth they think they can accumulate for themselves by using you as a benchmark. Humility, kindness, empathy will give you more respect than material things ever will, because that's your character. And what did I say? Money is an amplifier of your character. The more money you have, the more humility you can show, the more empathy you can show, the more kindness you can show. It's all about character. What kind of person are you? What kind of woman are you? What kind of man are you? Wealthy people keep their financial situation confidential. You never really want people to know about your financial situation because, as I said, people treat you differently from what they see. People will literally be your friends solely for the sole fact that you have money. I could only imagine how it is to be famous and have a lot of money, how miserable that may be in terms of finding relationships, partners, friends, how many leeches you need to filter out to get to your people. It must be misery. So wealthy people realize that showing off riches, showing off cars, showing off these fancy things is more of a hindrance than anything else. It's just gonna bring people that are gonna use you. You don't want that in your life. People that just use you and look at you as a form of resource and not a person with feelings and emotions and aspirations and goals and dreams and a personality, but solely as a form of monetizing from you. You don't want that. I could only imagine how people that feel that specific relationship on a daily basis live. It's tough. So the confidentiality of your financial situation is very important. Very important. Wealth can be built without a high income, but you have no chance of building wealth without good savings. This is very, very, very smart because not many people actually earn that large amount of money. Most of wealth is literally just financial discipline. As soon as you get paid, it says this in The Richest Man of Babylon. I read a lot of books, so I put all of them together. It says in The Richest Man in Babylon, the first person you should pay when you get paid is yourself. Take that money, put it in the savings. Then you continue with paying for everything else you have to pay for. You don't even have to make that much money to become a wealthy person in the long run, after a long period of time. It's literally save, compound, invest, save, compound, invest, save, compound, invest. Repeat over many years. Consistency and time beats all. Strive to be happy with less money than just to make money. This is what truly builds your wealth substantially. Needing to spend less of your income from your needs and wants. Controlled frugality is the backbone of wealth. Past a certain level of income, then what you need is just feeding your ego. Being grateful and keeping your ego in check will inadvertently make you more rich. Flexibility will give you the advantage of those more intelligent than you. As I said, stagnation is the breeding ground for death. If you're not flexible, if you're not adaptable, if you can't chop and change, move your time here, move this there, move that there, grow, learn, improve, you're gonna die. You're not gonna improve. There are gonna be people that are smarter than you, but if they're so regimented and I need to study and that's it. You study, that's it. I need to study and that's it. You're not gonna get past the person that's constantly wanting to learn different things about different things, that is flexible with their time, flexible with what they actually want to pursue and want to adapt and want to grow based on a specific demand in that specific time that they're in. You're not gonna beat that guy. You need to be able to adapt. Leverage can destroy if you don't plan for debt repayment. Always have contingencies. Things don't go your way. If you need to take a loan, you need to find a way to be able to pay that loan back. You can't just take money for no reason. There needs to be a plan. You need to think about, okay, if I take this money for this, to leverage it, it's gonna grow me money. It's gonna grow my business. It's gonna allow me to buy that property. But how am I gonna go about paying back this specific person or the specific institution? It's very important before you go into debt to understand how you're gonna be able to repay the person you borrowed from. Because money isn't created. Only people that can actually create money is banks and financial institutions. You can't create money. You can't make money. You borrow money. You take money. You borrow money. You take money. You borrow money. You take money. You pay interest on that money you borrowed. That's my understanding of money now. You can't make money as a human, as a person. You can just borrow it or take it. You can't prepare for what you can't envision. As I said, planning is important. You have to have a plan, you have to have a budget, you have to think about what I'm going to spend on, how I'm going to spend on it, what will be able to give me the best return on investment. There's so many different things that you need to plan for, otherwise you're going to fail. So if you can't envision what you want and see what you want and plan for what you want, you're never going to attain it. Everything starts in the mind before it can be in action. You have to think about it consistently, thoroughly, create plans for it, create contingency plans for it, and then execute it. Good things take time. Bad things seem to happen in an instant. I was having a conversation with the father of my partner, and we had a conversation about life and how we get into the specific positions in life. And I told him, from what I've realized from the books I've read, the stories I've actually be able to hear, and my own life as well, and what I realized is that every single man is self-made. The multi-millionaire is self-made. The homeless man is self-made. It's usually that the multi-millionaire is the one that will stand up and say, I did this. The person that lost, that failed, they're not going to stand up and say, okay, I did this and this and this and this wrong, and that's why I'm in the position I'm in. Most won't. It takes a very rare individual to say, okay, I failed because I just did not do this right. Every person is self-made, and it takes time to get to a good place, you know. Pessimism reduces expectation, narrows gap of outcomes, and it just doesn't make you feel great. That's what I want to end off with. Pessimism destroys dreams. If you feel like you can never become wealthy or affluent or abundant, if you think it's so unlikely, there's so many more people intelligent than you, so many people that have better cards dealt, there's so many people that are stronger than you, so many people that have more networks than you, so many people that have a higher work rate than you. If you have such elite levels of pessimism, you're going to stay stagnant and you're going to die. You're going to fail. You're not going to go anywhere. I don't like pessimism. I don't like surrounding myself with pessimistic people. I don't really like speaking that much with pessimistic people. It annoys me. Even people that I truly love are quite pessimistic, and it annoys me. I don't like pessimism. I don't mind realism, but I don't like pessimism. Sitting down and complaining, sitting down and lamenting, sitting down and having no form of plan of action to be able to solve the situation that you're in. I don't like that. I don't like surrounding myself with people that like that. I like to surround myself with people of high vibration. I like people that tell me about what they want to accomplish, what they accomplished, how they were able to overcome the things so they can accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. I don't like pessimism. I don't like negative thoughts. It kills my vibration. It kills my energy, and it kills where I want to go. I want to go somewhere far. I want to empower people. I can't surround myself with people that don't empower themselves, that kill themselves. They're going to kill me. Optimism is powerful. That was a lot, but I want to summarize all of this in about in the most concise way I can. I don't want to make this any longer than it has to be. 1, humble in times of good riches, and compassion and personal forgiveness in times of despair. I'm going to repeat everything twice. Humble in times of good riches, and compassion and personal forgiveness in times of despair. Less ego equals less spending. That equals more wealth. Simple formula. Repeat it one more time. Less ego equals less spending, that equals more wealth. Frugal and meticulous money management is everything in retaining wealth. Repeat one more time. Frugal and meticulous money management is everything in retaining wealth. More time investing equals more profit. The more time you invest, the more profit you attain. Use money to control your time. Buy back your time. Use money to control your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. Use money to buy back your time. I repeat one more time. Use money to buy back your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. Pay the cost to be wealthy. Wealthy people don't sleep in. Wealthy people don't argue. Wealthy people don't gossip. Wealthy people don't indulge in sloth and greed. Wealthy people are constantly working, constantly growing, constantly hustling, want to make more, want to do more, want to add value to the people that they want to add value to. Pay the cost to be wealthy. You gotta sacrifice. You can't go out drinking, smoking every single weekend when you got money to make. You got things to do. You need to go study. You need to go work. Empower yourself. Go exercise. Pay the cost to be wealthy. Have room for error. It's bound to happen. I said it again. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. Have room for error. It's bound to happen. Have room for error. It's bound to happen. Have room for error. It is bound to happen. Losing is inevitable for a winner. Lessons are from loss. You learn the most from your loss. And finally, do what you want to do, not what other people want you to do. I repeat one more time. Do what you want to do, not what other people want you to do. Psychology of money.